Have you ever tried to save money by staying at a cheap motel when you are visiting the beach?
I know we have. In this list, we're going to show you the top 5 worst cheap motels in Myrtle Beach so that you can hopefully avoid them next time you come out here to Myrtle Beach. Coming in at number 5 on our list is the Sea Mist Oceanfront Resort. Sea Mist gets 2.5 stars on TripAdvisor, with one reviewer saying, "My family and I stayed at this resort and I wouldn't recommend it to a dog. It was infested with roaches, very dirty and disgusting. Don't stay here ever." Another reviewer says, "We went out for the day on Saturday, and when we returned to our room, all of our belongings were gone. All. Down to the tampons in the bathroom and the diet sodas in the fridge." Another guest says the worst thing that can ever happen to anyone is to drive hours for a vacation, to end up disappointed and disgusted.
Coming in at number 4 on the list is Happy Holiday Motel.
Happy Holiday gets 2 stars on TripAdvisor, where a reviewer says, "This place is slum. The rooms are run down. Bugs woke us up in the middle of the night crawling on us. They offered bug spray. No ice machine. They charged $3.50 per bag." A different reviewer says, "The room was so nasty that although I worked all night and drove there without any sleep, I refused to sleep there. There was food on the floor, wrinkled dirty comforters, and drug paraphernalia between the bed and nightstand. Staff was unbelievably rude. None of the $163 I paid was refunded, but it's better to lose the money than to contract a disease." Another reviewer calls it a dirty, smelly room. Stained everything. No hand soap. Electric sockets either didn't work and or were loose and missing faceplates. Chain lock was broken. My 14-year-old daughter and I were unloading the truck when 2 men pulled up and said, "Watch out, baby girl. The big boys are in town." I checked in after 11 p.m. and left before midnight.
Coming in at number 3 on our list is the Coral Sands Motel. One of the first and most obvious things we noticed at the Coral Sands Motel is you probably don't want to go for a swim in their pool. Coral Sands gets 1.5 stars on TripAdvisor, with a reviewer saying, "The bathroom ceiling caved in on my daughter while she was brushing her teeth. We woke up to a roach on my infant's head. A rat kept playing peekaboo." Another reviewer says, "Once inside, I was stunned at the filth. The floor was covered in dirt and trash. There was a spilled soda in the fridge, bugs in the drawers, holes in the privacy curtains, broken chain lock on the door that connected our room to the one beside us, black mold in the bathroom, and the list goes on." Another unhappy guest says there are bed bugs and roaches everywhere and severe drug traffic all around the rooms at all hours of the night. Wouldn't consider ever staying at this place and surely wouldn't recommend it to anyone for any reason. A different reviewer says the place was just absolutely filthy and disgusting. I slept on top of the covers because I was afraid of bed bugs. We asked for a refund at checkout the next morning, and the man at the front desk refused and immediately became belligerent, threatened us, even chased us out onto the street. Do not stay here. Someone else writes, "We had to bathe in the sink since the shower didn't work. The tub was so disgusting that I didn't even consider taking a bath." And finally, a reviewer sums it up by saying, "If you dislike your family, love mold, roaches, rats, falling ceilings, jerk managers, and drugs, come stay at Coral Sand."
Coming in at number 2 on our list is the Atlantic Hotel.
The Atlantic gets 1.5 stars on TripAdvisor, with one reviewer saying, "We purchased a deluxe room at the Atlantic Hotel. This unit had standing water on the floor. There are no locks on the doors, blood on the floor and walls, mold throughout the unit, dirty towels, and open drug use." Another former guest says, "We walked in the room and it smelled like someone had passed gas. There was no lock on the balcony door, which was very easily accessible." Another unsatisfied guest says, "There were several cockroaches running everywhere, and then I saw more. The stove was not cleaned and looked like it probably would catch fire if I turned it on." Finally, a reviewer calls it the worst place ever. "We didn't even stay. We went into the room and it was nasty. Smelled terrible. There was a 50-year-old man who tried to pick up my 14-year-old daughter. 2 maids were fighting. Heard people fighting in the other room. There was blood in the bathtub."
We are now standing outside the pool area of our #1 on the list of worst cheap motels in all of Myrtle Beach, the Summer Sands Motel. Summer Sands gets 1 star on TripAdvisor, although we should point out the Red Wasp apparently give it 5 stars and are rewarded with free lodging. A former guest says, the first night in the room I started getting bit by something so bad that I couldn't sleep. Finally I went to the bathroom to see what was making me itch. I was tore up. I walked out of the bathroom and noticed a bug running across my pillow. I flipped the light on, and when I looked down there was a huge bed bug. Talk about freaking out. We pulled the sheets off the bed and there were hundreds of them all over. Mind you, it's now 5:30 a.m. I spent the rest of the night in a chair in the middle of the room until about 8 when the office was finally open. Another unhappy customer says, I was down there with my sister, and as soon as we got into the room we started getting bit by something. We itched all night. A reviewer says, I have been to many hotels and motels in my lifetime, but this was unspeakable. The room had no lock for the room adjacent to it. The person next door could have just waltzed in at any moment. There was urine in the toilet, dirty sheets with hair in it. The location is great if you're willing to risk your life staying here. An unsatisfied former guest says, nastiest place I have ever stayed. When we were in the bathroom, the toilet upstairs dripped on us. Another reviewer says, this was the worst vacation we ever took. The hotel was disgusting, the pool was green, the room smelled like pee, the front door was rotted, and the door connecting rooms was broke open. We had no hot water for 3 days. The walls had huge cracks and were filthy. And finally, someone says, we felt so disgusted that we decided to go to the store to buy our own sheets, towels, and cleaning supplies. So the first 2 hours of our stay were spent cleaning and disinfecting the room. We spent money that was supposed to be used to have fun to get the room to be habitable. For the amount of money we spent on making the room bearable, we could have stayed at a 5-star hotel and still saved money.
We hope you enjoyed learning about which hotels to avoid while you're visiting Myrtle Beach.
That's right, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you can come along with us on our journeys and see our reviews of different places and different towns around the United States and the world. Thanks for watching.